So today I'm just going to be doing a really quick video on carpet stripes and how to get nice, neat looking ones. It's a pretty polarising topic. I know some people either love or hate them, but hopefully if you are here you do like them. So I'm going to be showing you the equipment that I use and the methods to get the best results. So it's really straightforward. There are only a couple of things you really need. First up is a brush. Now, a few different options you can go for here. There's this pet hair removal style block, which is kind of like rubberised. This is actually my preferred option, and I'll tell you why in a second, but you can also use something like this. This is a Colour Lock leather brush. Again, it's going to work completely fine. The reason though that I like this is obviously with it being sort of this rectangular block, is you can do a line and then you can turn it like that, and basically you're going to get the exact same width each time. Whereas if you use something like this, you've obviously got to go to the end and then move the brush like that. It's not quite as easy and you might sort of get different thicknesses doing it that way, but if you're relatively precise, either method, as I said, is going to work well. And then the second thing that you're going to need is something to dampen the mat slightly. I just use water as I don't really like spraying chemical unnecessarily. Obviously we've got a perfectly clean mat already, which you're definitely going to need to start with, as when you start using brushes like this, if there is any debris really sort of deep in the mat, it's just going to get pulled up as soon as you start using this. So if the mat isn't damp already from you cleaning it, just using a spray of water is going to work perfectly fine. I sometimes use a steam cleaner if I've got that out already, but here I'm just going to be using this bottle of water. So I'm going to do a liberal kind of spray onto the mat. So I picked pretty much the worst spray I probably could have done for this, as that is definitely going in the bin after this video. I don't know why it's doing that, but anyway. So once the mat is damp though, it is really easy to do. What I would recommend doing though, just a little tip, is whatever dominant hand you're using, start on the opposite side of the mat. So I'm left-handed, so I'm going to start working basically from right to left. The reason being is it's just going to be easier to see the lines that I'm creating, whereas my arm's kind of going to block it if I'm doing it this way. So it just helps to get them a touch neater, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to work this, and then as I get to the end, flip it over and bring it back. Just working pretty slowly here to get them nice and neat. Obviously, if you've got things like that, it does make it a little bit more awkward, but it's totally fine. You can just work around it. So I do find this brush is really, really helpful. As I said, it does help when you sort of flipping it over at the end. You can get those nice, neat lines that are all going to be the same width. The only thing you've really got to work on is getting them nice and straight. But that is it really. It's nice and easy to do. Just need basically a brush like that and some water. And I will let that mat dry out slightly before putting it back in the car, just to make sure the inside doesn't condensate. Obviously at this time of year it's not a big deal, but in winter it's definitely worth doing. If you have enjoyed this video, found it useful, it'd be great if you could drop it a like, and thanks very much for watching.